Welcome, everyone, to New Horizons session 39, I want
40, I
to say.
think.
Oh, 40, okay.
Yeah, it should be updated.
Big 4-0. Um, yeah, last time we left on quite the cliffhanger. I believe we have Dex giving a recap from Nero's perspective this time.
Yeah, I won't be doing the narrow voice because that would make it take a while and be very uninformative. Um, but last
It's fair.
session, we had Nero making an important journey up the kitchenette to find a box of ho-hos at the very far corner. Um, Spilling a little bit of vegetable water, which of course was for Brother Nick's strange religious ritual incense. Um, and it stunk, but the ho hos were great, and Saoirse didn't want one, so that's fine. Later on, Nero made coffee, and Nero decided to make the coffee by sight because she doesn't need measurements. Who needs measurements? It looks like coffee, it's coffee. The crew hesitantly tried it, while Java fervently tried to save them from trying it. Um, and it was just as awful as one would expect from someone just trying to eyeball how much coffee grounds to put into a pot of coffee. There was also some stuff about scanning, and we got some rock chunks from the planet. Didn't actually get them; we just saw them, and we found out that the sun is made of fire. We got some data to support that, and we also found out that the plants, the fungus, and the hive creatures um, react by splitting or separating or other things when affected by these psychic phenomena. Oh yeah, and there are two boarding tubes from Tabukkan somewhat warships, wimpy warships, uh, because we jumped all the way to Tabuk.
All right.
It's time to fight.
Tabukan Wimpy warships.
Hey man, when
I'll
you
say,
turn a free merchant into
Way
a
to way
warship,
to
you've done something wrong.
way to challenge the GM.
hey, you gotta be careful casting aspersions like that before you fight them, because now if they beat you, then what do you look like?
Outnumbered is what we look like.
Oh my.
We win in this exchange
Outgunned
whether
and
we win or lose.
outgunned.
Sorry, Danielle.
All I did was say outmanned and outgunned. It's fine.
Oh.
I think I took flawless notes from your notes. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Oh my. Okay.
Speed notes, speed note taking. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
Flawless.
it's good stuff.
Okay. 1, 2,
Actually, pretty proud of it.
3.
Yeah, no, that's actually really good.
Oh man. All right. So, um,
As I
I
read
was.
more of it, I see how horrible it is. It's great.
For Avery.
We established that Nero's not good at that kind of thing anyway, so it fits.
It does. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say I was kidding about the 15-minute timer. As much as in some situations I think that could be fun, I think that works better when you're in person.
Listen,
Um,
it's fine. You already get my therapist bill, so
yeah, exactly. Uh, but you do have 15 minutes of in-game time to prepare for the imminent arrival of the boarding tubes.
All right.
Yeah, and before we do get there, Ben, do you mind, as riveting as the recap was, do you mind as the DM kind of refreshing us on what they said to us? Because I can't remember
Man, that is
what
throwing some
said.
serious shade.
Hey, it can't be shade. Nara wasn't even in the cockpit to hear what they said, so she wouldn't know.
By the way, I was
Oh.
dying laughing when you were like, "We've established that the sun is made of fire. We have a lot of science to back it up." My mic was muted because I was pulling out stockings from storage. I did want to let you know I found that very, very funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's an important scientific fact to establish. Not everybody would believe that.
That's okay. Well, before this gets any more
Just
depressing,
you.
let's move on.
I mean, hey, Nara comes from a not exactly backwater, but very primitive planet that may or may not have had some people who would have questioned that sort of thing. So, anyway,
We'll get into Nara's religion later.
yeah.
Similar to Earth, people question scientific data frequently throughout the universe.
Oh man. So wanting me to summarize what I said last week.
No,
Dangerous.
no, not you.
Well,
What
yeah,
you
I know. What I said through the um
Sure,
through
what
the
the
opposing
Navy
ships.
officers or whoever it was that
Um
phoned us.
basically they gave you a pretty concise set of instructions. Basically power down, engines, prepare to be boarded. Now subtext for that would be that you all present yourselves at the the airlocks or airlock as it may be, and you know don't look hostile, don't have weapons on hand, uh, and prepare to comply with whatever they're going to say because you're getting boarded.
Mhm.
And there was also some exchange about brother Nick. There was brother Nick asking them to verify who they are, and so the uh, the captain of the ship that had been hailing you identified himself um, as Captain Amari Salam of the Light of Solar, which evidently is a Tabukkan Navy frigate, according to the transponder.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much it. Does that sum it up for you?
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
good
muted
sum.
one. Okay.
No, muted one. I'm unmuted. Thank you. Um, I think that's helpful. So it does establish that they are Tabukan Navy. Did we want to go ahead and ask Ahmed and the Prudence if who knew about the smuggler's hold? Or after hearing that rehash, does anybody want to do anything differently than what Ethan had proposed?
I'm still wary of the intentional combined plan. I really think that putting up a fight and then surrendering, if it goes too hairy, um, puts us in a worse position than anything else. I mean, it's not all that different from just putting up a fight and surrendering if we're gonna get killed. But it feels wrong to include the surrender as a part of the plan. If that makes sense.
Oh, so with that plan, it wasn't fighting.
It was like giving yourself over I think, and it was if they took you into custody, allowing yourself to be taken into custody.
Oh, well, saying kind of the mixing the options that
Yeah,
I
let's
was
see. So
proposing.
4, 3, and 2, if I'm understanding correctly, would be basically like let them come onto the ship, try to uh, bluff your way into convincing them to surrender to you,
Mhm.
and then if that doesn't work, then go ahead and surrender to them and let them
Okay,
take you
I
back to the ship.
Yeah,
got thrown
432
off
was
by the
just look
four.
really scary and then try to intimidate him.
Yeah, I got thrown off by the four because the four was very much okay. We fight them. So it's four, but taking out the okay we fight them part. It's presenting the okay we fight them, but not doing it.
Oh, see, I didn't read fighting into number 4. I thought it was
Hmm? Maybe
on board
maybe
as
I
far
just
as is safe
wrote it
while
wrong.
accounting their boarding tactics. Then Saoirse tells them to drop their weapons if they want to live. Um,
Uh, yeah, okay. I guess I wrote it very diplomatically, but my intent with it, which is what confused only me, was that was an okay, we're fighting. Okay, understanding the words
Oh,
I
okay,
wrote
so you
and
were saying jump them, rough them up a little, and then
no, it was I was basically saying that at some point when Saoirse tells them to drop their weapons if they want to live, I had no expectation that they would actually do it.
oh, okay.
That was just basically a okay, here's
formality.
your warning, and you didn't do it, and now you're gonna die.
Yeah. We technically gave you a chance to surrender, so now we can fight to the death and feel
Right, right.
justified. Gotcha.
All right, I'm more on board with the 4-3-2, knowing that it's not starting with fighting, but starting with showing that intimidating display of force.
Yeah, just looking like we mean business.
All
How do
right.
we go about that, though?
I think Nero's already most of the way there if she's standing at the airlock door covered in weapons.
No, she's not. The part of that idea was that if she's standing there with weapons, then they're not going to proceed. They're going to wait until she disarms or shoot her if she doesn't. She
Yeah.
was going to stand there unarmed and let them come in, and I didn't have an idea of them.
Stabby stab with her fists.
Yeah, I didn't have an idea that they were going to come in one at a time and arrest people individually. I kind of thought that they would. I imagined that they would pile in, and at that point, stabby, 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 with a fist.
Stabby?
Yeah, we could throw one more stabby in there.
Just to be safe.
Of course, yeah. Got to be safe with a stabby.
Oh
You can never
my.
be too safe with the stabby. Um,
That really just gave me a terrible mental image. Has anyone seen like the little, they look like toenail polish that they put on cats' claws? They're like little caps to keep them from
Yeah.
scratching furniture. I just imagined Nero's like claws out with little safety caps. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
send
man.
Ethan some source material so he can make that happen.
All right, so if I'm understanding right, 4-3-2 is we put somebody in front of them and tell them you're in the wrong here, and this isn't going to go well for you. Basically, bluffing, because if they call that bluff, then well, we will follow up with this, this whole terrible Maltech thing, and then if they call all that bluff, then we're just like, well, okay, you got us, and some of us go as prisoners, the others are hidden. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's very important we figure out who is hiding and who is going as prisoners.
Yeah, so I think you and me need to go as prisoners,
Okay.
being the combat people. we need a pilot so we can commandeer the ship. So that would be either Java or Ahmed.
I'm gonna throw a quick interjection out there. We also need to be able to take this ship back because we don't want to be on one of their wimpy ships with them on this ship shooting at us.
Yeah, so that was part of the number 2 plan. We'll
Mm-hmm.
have one of our pilots remain on the Prudence so that they can use it to gun at the third ship,
I
and
think
we'll
we'll.
take a pilot over to one of their ships, and then we'll have them 2-1, and we
I
can force that ship down or blow it up.
I suspect they will leave more the some crew on here, so whoever stays will need to be able to take care of them.
Yeah, thinking about that. That was another reason why I was thinking Saoirse would need to stay as our third best fighter person.
Sorry, I had a second of muted talking. Um, as helpful as Ahmed would be going over with you guys, I think Saoirse needs to keep Ahmed and Cade with her because if she morphs Ahmed's appearance to protect him and then he gets taken onto one of these ships, it will be too far away for my biopsionics to maintain the change. And then he'll change
Yeah,
his appearance, which would be
worse
really
for
worse for
shenanigans.
him, yeah. So
So yeah, I think Java and Ahmed will need to swap from the initial plan.
So throwing one more wrench out there. Saoirse is also someone who can get out of restraints.
true.
Yeah, it's sounding like Ben was saying Nero will be able to break out of the expected restraints, and we have the odds of sneaking a meta tool
Right.
to
I
there.
actually think okay. I think that what if Saoirse, Nero, and Ahmed go over and we leave Java, Brother Nick, and Cade behind to retake the Prudence? Like, have them hide. So that way everyone's either morphed or hiding. And Saoirse would go with where the most likely the heavier fighting would be. And also where I would be of the most help getting out of restraints.
I also another point in favor of Saoirse being on the storm team is when doors are closing, Saoirse can give us time. Was that just too
Yeah.
profound? Did everyone go silent?
We're all in shock.
Ooh, I said something profound. So you
I
said
think just
Wavy hands make doors stay open? Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, I was weighing that against numbers or like the number of people that are going to be involved, I think, fighting them on their ship, and that the Prudence is going to need someone back there to generate command points if it gets into ship combat.
Which I think Brother Nick is very capable of doing, though.
I guess
Between
that's a Ben question. Can someone else slot into the captain role
Oh yeah, anybody can
in
take
that
whatever
combat? Oh,
role.
okay. So as long as there is just a body
Yeah.
a third body there to act as the captain. Yes,
Yeah,
that makes
whatever
that more doable.
whatever crew members are on a ship can they can take the actions of whatever station they need to in a given round, because there's room for, moving between stations if you need to in between rounds and all that kind of stuff. So,
I would,
Okay, because that was a big worry
yeah.
that the ship couldn't really do anything if there wasn't a captain there to
yeah.
generate enough command points for hacking and space maneuvers.
Mhm.
Okay, so that makes that work, and then you could do metamorph sneakiness to hide identities and uh, telekinesis shenanigans to fight your way to the bridge. Okay, I'm coming around to that.
It feels bad leaving anybody out of the main storming team. So I feel
Yeah,
for you, Ethan.
well, I was mostly gonna throw everybody over there until I was like, oh no, we don't have Tom and Victor anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got used to us having an army of NPCs where we could split into big teams.
Yeah, I pointed out to Ben how convenient it was that this was happening.
I definitely did not plan this.
We gotta go recruit some more mooks when
What
we
are you
get
talking
back
about?
to
We've still got Tom on the ship. His pog's still here, and
the...
we have Bob.
Wait, what?
Oh my.
Oh yeah, true. You do have Bob. I
We're
guess
gonna
I
have
did
team
that
if
yeah.
we
logic.
assign Bob to.
Bob's steering the
That was
ship.
a wild hair that had entered my mind. I was like, I've still got 2 demo charges.
Oh
We
no.
could stick him in
Oh.
Bob and send him floating towards another ship.
Oh boy.
But since they're 100 plus kilometers away, that's probably not the devastating weapon I was hoping it would be.
I wonder how Space Trucker Bruce is doing camping out in Tabuk somewhere. Speaking of NPC army.
All
Okay,
right.
so what's the plan? Final plan.
Before we get to that, I have one more uh thing that needs to be: how do we hide? Can we find out from Prudence and from Ahmed who might know about the smuggler's hold?
Super secret smugglers hold.
Mm-hmm.
9,000.
All right. So you can ask them about that. Prudence will say in response to the query, I'm sorry, I don't have access to that information. My apologies.
Okay.
Mm.
Boo.
Ahmed, though, will say that he and all the other crew members of the original expedition were briefed on all of the secret features of the ship, including the smuggler's hold.
Okay.
However, he doesn't really know how widespread that knowledge would be. He can't say whether these soldiers would have been informed about that. Um, he would lean towards thinking that they were, if they were waiting specifically for the Prudence.
Mm.
But he's not very well privy to the inner workings of higher command.
Could we ask Prudence to hide the smuggler's hold if somebody other than a crew member tries to open it?
So you mean basically like lock the controls?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, that's something that Cade could do himself. He's got access to those sorts of commands
Okay.
on the ship.
And actually, remember we did change the password, and currently Nero is the only one that knows the password.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, because
She's gonna have to tell Cade that then if he's staying behind.
Mhm.
Yeah, she will. I just think it's funny that she's still the only one that has that password.
Here's hoping she remembers it.
Oh, I forgot about that. And you
Yep.
guys remember why, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
A big part of that is, or a small part of that, is in Saoirse's arm right now.
But Java doesn't know, or Avery.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
was that
Nero would
before?
remember that. She's made, checking that part of her daily routine.
That was before Avery's time. Oh
Oh
man.
yeah.
Do you guys want to go ahead and fill him in?
No,
Yes.
that
Or
would be very bad for his health.
I mean, you can also not tell me, and I can be as dumb as Java is.
I mean, it might also, it's not necessarily super relevant to the current
Alright then,
goings on, so
the
maybe it could.
mystery ensues.
Uh, but yeah, so you can definitely have them lock the controls. Now that doesn't mean that's not going to make it any harder for them to find it, especially if they know exactly where it is. But
Mhm.
Also, do we
it
still
can
have
definitely be
any?
locked.
Do we still have any Uralin art or medicines or anything like that?
I
think on the
don't.
ship or on the Prudence.
I was going to say I don't think you have any on this ship.
Mm-mm.
I think it's all on the Janata.
Okay. So we have no cover story other than we
Hmm.
own we own an art store on Tabuk, and we were coming back to check on our investment.
Yeah. Do you guys want to?
We had heard of a possible rare piece of art in that direction, but we were disappointed.
Now you're planning to metamorph everybody who's
With me.
yeah. I didn't catch. Are you staying behind or are you going?
I'll put the teams out. Do we
Type
need?
out the
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Danielle.
I was gonna say, can you please type out the teams?
Yeah, doing
Oh,
that.
I'm working that into a plan.
I'll put it in a separate post just to make it real quick and easy.
Plan
Um,
3.0.
real quick, do we need to metamorph? If Nero's going to be doing eel skin stuff and potentially need to be healed, um, she may run out of system strain.
The
Hmm.
metamorph's instant, right? So you can just drop that.
It still does
Well,
system
I guess
strain
Right.
though.
Yeah. Oh, it's system strain.
Yeah.
That's-
I'm not worried
Yeah.
about her effort. Yeah.
While Saoirse is metamorphing everyone, can she make Java look like Tower Guy?
She definitely could.
That's a serious question. He doesn't want to look like himself. He's gonna ask. He asked.
She would look very seriously in the eyes and say, I don't think I ever saw him any closer than when he was waving at us from the tower.
Your best guess will work.
Okay. Maybe another time.
Oh,
What if they see my face? Changing them.
Aren't you looking for people to recognize you?
Not people with guns.
No. Hey, Ben,
Yes.
have we had a long enough rest that my system strain would be back down?
I took care of that last session. There were a couple days worth. Um, I think though, I think Saoirse might have been one of the ones that
Oh no.
did she fail one of them? I can't remember now.
No.
No, it looks like she didn't. It was oh, okay, yeah, she did. I goofed up because I had Java. I was doing it as Java. I did a physical save for Saoirse that she failed.
I was forgetting the other reason why I need to be part of Team Shenanigans.
that.
Mm.
If we're trying to bluff them, you probably want the person who has +4 to talking.
True.
That also makes sense.
I mean, what you guys could do, well, I don't necessarily need to insert myself into the planning here.
No.
We could
But
just hide Ahmed and Cade.
it's just stuff them in the ship's the smugglers hold and then come back
You know,
for them.
6 feet apart because they're just friends. But
I don't think that leaves. That was the action problem.
Hmm.
I think both of them need to be able to do actions.
Well,
On the
that solution would basically mean that we'd have to come back for the Prudence. We wouldn't be able to retake the Prudence from inside
Yeah,
because
and
they're not fighting.
that's true. And it probably wouldn't let you do a 2v1 ship battle situation.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be fighting against one of your own ship.
okay, so what's the solution? Because we're an hour into the game. Not
Yeah.
really, but an hour past start time.
True.
I think let Saoirse do the talking there.
Ugh. Okay. That's
Quick
nerve-wracking.
The
quick
rest of
point.
the plan. Can we like summarize? Because we've talked about a lot of stuff.
I
oh,
should
sorry,
just
still trying to.
clarify that
Go.
anyone can pilot a ship in basic ways. Um,
As for you're in
as
combat needs,
yeah, if you want to do anything fancy, any fancy piloting during combat, you definitely need somebody with the skill. But if if you were trying to rearrange people to make sure that you took both ships, um, then having a great pilot in the seat of both ships might not be the most important factor. But it's up to you guys. I just wanted to make the point that you don't have to have a skilled pilot in both ships. You could just have any person sit there, and frankly, you don't even have to have somebody taking the pilot role. If you want to just focus on doing other uh, what's the term? Crew positions, doing the actions for other crew positions, you could leave the pilot chair empty during combat. So.
Yeah, the ship combat. Sorry, Avery. I know you had a question there. The ship combat's so far away that I think before we even think about who can do what on in-ship combat, we need to make sure that we can actually retake the Prudence, uh, so that we, aren't fighting against the Prudence with a dinky ship. So Avery, the plan, if I have followed it correctly, is actually in roll 20 with one correction. Um, we are going to meet them. We're going to try and intimidate them into um we're going to try and intimidate them with the knowledge that we have of the Sons of Glory and the Maltec. And if they don't buy it and give us a pass, then the people that have confronted them are going to be like, well, you guys have guns and we don't, so I guess we're your prisoners. Meanwhile, there's Team Hyde over there that is hiding on or outside of the Prudence, and it is their job to retake the Prudence after the two boarding tubes full of soldiers have left it.
All right, we can do this.
Oh, and there's Ethan's more verbose version.
The plan.
If we want to skip the idea of retaking the Prudence, then Brother Nick can certainly join Team Storm, but I I do not relish the idea of taking their ship over there and then them being like, well, it's still 2 against 1, and now we have a better ship.
All right, let's do it.
Avery's on board with the plan.
I'm on board with the plan.
Told Ethan I'd do whatever he said.
My stomach is in knots about the plan, but
Oh, it's all kinds of horrible, and it's great.
You have Nero and Java on your team. What do you have to worry about?
I mean, not my physical safety, obviously.
Yeah.
All
Um,
right. So she's going to ask Nero and Java who they want to look like. She's also going to have a talk with Prudence and tell her, Prudence, I'm really counting on you to protect the crew. So please do whatever you can to help out.
Can you make me look like Martine?
Who is that?
Isn't he the guy who wants the Prudence?
Oh, Martin
Martin
Alder.
Alder.
Oh, he's a little recognizable, sweetie.
I don't know a lot of people. Just pick someone.
He's also from Anagris, just throwing that out there.
Oh my word, though. Can you imagine, though? Then they put up wanted posters and it's Martin Alder's face, and then he shows up here.
And then he's like, wait, what? Why am I wanted? I've never even been here.
He's like,
You won't be
I've got a
asking for our
business proposition for you fellas. You're putting me under arrest.
He won't be looking for our ship anymore.
Oh, goodness. That is such a chaotic thing to do. Start impersonating all these important figures that are technically your allies while you commit various crimes. Get them all criminal records.
I don't know anyone else that I could impersonate. Is there anyone good?
Saoirse will think of someone from her past.
There's Boris.
I want to incriminate someone we don't like.
Esposito.
Esposito. Yep.
Oh,
But is he well known on Tabuk?
He is the son of glory.
yeah, that might not be a good thing.
It's funny chaos. But yeah,
It's
that might
funny.
bust our shenanigans.
Yeah.
Just
Nero.
make me Martin Alder.
I'm not making you look like Martin Alder.
Oh, you're no fun.
Just make me blonde.
Saoirse will look at her with a only mildly amused face and then say, all right. And then she'll look at Java and she has kind of a mischievous look in her eye and she's going to say, how do you feel about being taller?
Like way taller?
Just enough.
Make me like 2 feet taller.
She'll laugh. How tall is Java?
He's probably like 6'8".
Oh my goodness.
It didn't get much taller than that.
She'll say, how about a good 2 inches taller?
Can you
Maybe
make
a
me
little,
shorter?
maybe a little wider.
Can you make me shorter than Nero?
That should be a waste.
It's
Let's
harder
stop
to
here.
it's harder to move around if you're different size.
If you make me smaller, but thicker, I can hit him harder.
Saoirse just kind of laughs and she says, I think you'll be fine with it. Don't worry. At least the person I'm copying was fine with how he looked. I'm sure you'll appreciate it as well.
Now I want her to make him look like Keanu Reeves.
LOL. No, it's someone from Saoirse's past. There we go. For Java.
I think
Yeah,
I
to be
remember.
clear, I did establish from the beginning that Java is a big man.
Yeah, I think I didn't know how tall he is.
Also, Nero and Saoirse are ridiculously tiny by comparison. So 6'8". You're a linebacker.
He is 1 foot and 4 inches taller than Nero, and 1 foot and 5 taller than Saoirse, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Oh no, Saoirse was 5'1", wasn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. He's a foot and a half taller than Saoirse.
Yeah, I knew he was big, but yeah, in context, 6'8" is still ginormous.
He's a football player.
I was going for this nice, cuddly guy that's freaking huge.
Yeah,
He's just a big man with a big heart.
Alright, so that's one strain, right?
Yeah.
that is one system strain for each of you.
Alrighty.
Mm.
And who is Saoirse gonna look like?
Oh, hold on.
Just to be clear, Nero does want her. Well, Nero doesn't want her facial features to change, but I assume that Saoirse does make her look like not Nero and also blonde.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good.
Not narrow and also blonde. Got it.
But Nero's probably expressed a couple times that she doesn't like change in size.
Yep. Yeah. Here we go. Here's for narrow.
Oh, Nero likes.
I'm sure she would. All right. And Saoirse.
I do hope your side of things is also exciting, Ethan.
Writing Danielle a pep talk for intimidating and bluffing.
Appreciate it.
Did we figure out where Team Hyde will actually hide, or are we just going with EVA?
I thought it was sounding like we could use the smugglers.
Oh, right.
and
Yes.
cover that up. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's Team Heidi Hole would leave through the stern airlock and hide on the bottom of the ship,
Can Brother Nick
Firefly style.
fit in the hidey hole with Cade and Ahmed?
Sound like a big hidey hole
Okay.
if it's covered
Yeah.
by that green crate.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
right.
pretty spacious.
It can do 2 tons worth of cargo. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
I am excited.
Well, that explains a lot.
Wait, did you put tattoos on Java?
Yeah.
What about the mustache?
Yep. It's literally to the picture. Except she can't, magic a cup of whiskey in his hand. But
He's gonna play with the mustache.
Nero looks at him. You look dangerous.
I am dangerous, as he twists his mustache with his finger.
Saoirse will give him one final pat on the back, and a couple more tattoos pop up. And all right. So, what are our cover names? They have to be very simple. Java, you can be Bob.
Tom Selleck and Regina. I don't know.
Call me Hammer.
I want to be Pinky.
Pinky and the Brain. Let's go.
Oh man, Pinky. All right.
Serious, call me Hammer.
Hammer, Pinky, and
Saoirse is also getting a mad kick out of this because she knows the person that she changed Java into. All right. And trying to think what you could call me. Oh, Sherry. Or I don't know. What sounds like Saoirse but isn't Saoirse. Siri?
Yeah.
Susie?
Susie. Oh. Captain Susie. Might I have a word?
So it's Susie, Pinky, and Hammer.
Yeah, spelled just like that. With the asterisk.
Oh man. How can I drag this? Can I drag this out into a separate window? No. Okay.
There we go. Fixed them.
What are you trying to drag out into a separate window?
Your message that you sent me.
Oh, maybe see if you can copy and paste it out into like Notepad or something.
Yeah, that's true. I just didn't want to lose it going back and forth. Oh no. Oh no. Notepad, why are you the way that you are? It literally pasted it all in one line.
That's fairly easy to fix. Go to format and click word wrap.
Format, word wrap. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Also, sorry I sound like a Christmas Carol orphan.
Oof.
Okay.
Alright, are we all set up? Cade, Ahmed, and Brother Nick hidden away. Nero tells him to take some snacks with them.
Java probably grabs Bob and drags him along. Or intends to, at least. Sorry, Hammer grabs Bob.
That actually, oh shoot. Nope, we can't. Okay, I'll ask Ben instead of just assuming. Ben, do we have enough vac suits that we could put 3 vac suits in storage with the hiders, and it not look like there's vac suits missing?
I think we'd put the heavy rad suits.
Okay,
You
good.
probably want to stow all those because those look weird.
Right, and I just want to make sure that you guys are protected in case you do have to do an EVA, or they decide to vent the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy enough. There are enough vac suits. It's not like there's a standard number of extra vac suits to have on hand, and they they know that the ship was commandeered under violent circumstances, so there's no telling what's happened to the ship's locker or the armory since then.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
For
take
all they
that.
know, that could have been looted.
True. Good point. Just make sure you guys have the something down there to protect you and to eat. Those are two things that Nero is insisting before the thing gets closed up.
Yeah,
Okay, I think Brother Nick is headed down with his complement of weapons and I guess the suits.
was going to ask if there's any particular stuff that he would want to take from the ship's locker or armory before sealing himself away in there.
Or I was gonna ask about that last session too, and I forgot. If the ship's armory, it just has the regular list of like ranged and melee weapons.
Correct.
TL4 stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess we have those heavy weapons down there already, but we didn't want to use those.
And the plasma projectors.
Those put holes in the
Mhm.
ship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There are void carbines.
Yeah, so I'd probably leave the plasma projectors down there because those are handy enough.
Mm-hmm. Can't hurt to keep those
Uh,
in storage.
Yeah, at least keep those out of other people's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everything else besides the void carbine is going to put holes in the ship, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
probably
maybe like
take.
a conversion bow.
Is it deadlier?
No, I
It's
think the
2d6,
void carbine is
okay.
better.
Yeah. So yeah, I think take 3 void carbines down there,
All right.
and I think that gives me a range thing then, and I've got I've got benediction and the canavo otherwise.
Very good.
That's plenty of open potential.
And are we meeting them, the storm team? Are we meeting them in vac suits or are we plain clothes?
I think you're showing up kind of dressed for a fight. Probably not to the nines for Nero.
Right.
But I think we're your highest AC outfit and a normal amount of weapons, so probably like a sidearm.
Question.
Yeah, I guess in this case, void carbines and maybe melee weapons would be the appropriate.
Since Saoirse has already decided that she would make Java even bigger than he is now, could she make his wrists so big that restraints probably won't fit?
It's gonna make
You
him
want normal
proportional.
restraints to fit.
Unlikely, but
Yeah.
also consider the alternatives if they can't put restraints on him.
Yeah.
She would simply make him proportionate.
What is the alternative? I'm missing something here. They don't
Police
have anything that
brutality
fits.
is the alternative.
That's stupid.
Or, well, maybe not that, but I mean, there are a variety of ways to incapacitate someone that are more painful and I guess more long-lasting than cuffs.
Well,
They could beat you unconscious, or they might have drugs to sedate you.
okay, so these are not nice people. Got it.
No.
I mean, they're soldiers, and you guys are in possession of a stolen ship from their
Complying.
government.
Complying.
Complying is good.
And they're just gonna beat me for having big wrists.
I didn't
For
say-
driving for existing while large. That's what you're gonna get beat for.
Well, welcome to
Day in the life of
inter-system
Ben.
powers. Racist against big people.
Help! Help! Corruption inherent in the system.
That's what I was just thinking. Come see the violence inherent in the system.
Yeah.
Help, help. I'm being repressed for having big wrists. I didn't say they would. I'm just saying if your imagination is failing you, I can come up with various possibilities.
Oh, we should play this out.
No, I don't want to play all my cards yet. um,
And are we
all right, let's
set
see.
on being armed when they told us very clearly not to be? Is that part of
Thinking
the?
that's part of the intimidation, I guess, unless you want to just stand there menacingly. That could work too.
So, may I play
Could
devil's
always
advocate for a moment?
Yes,
could
please
always
do.
drop your weapon and then crack your knuckles.
Mhm.
Okay. So, plan is to, do the whole try to intimidate them into surrendering. Then, if they call your bluff, then surrender after all. What is the benefit of trying to intimidate them if you're pretty certain you're going to be outnumbered, the three of you, and not going to intimidate them?
Oh, you're saying the 4-step?
Right.
Yeah, I guess that one's flexibly there to where if you can engage them or like gauge them immediately and see like, oh, I think these guys are just pirates we can push over, then that's an option. And then you fall back to bluffing uh, about the big scary Maltech ship.
I don't think we can bluff our way. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, so if y'all aren't feeling the bluff, then I guess you just go straight to getting
I
caught.
think it's something that Brother Nick could pull off, but I don't think I could pull it off with my -1 to talk.
We also want to be taken to their ship under the best possible conditions, and if they
Yeah,
think that we're a threat because we're waving guns around, they might. Well, that may change their opinion of us.
they might see the violence inherent in the system.
The violence inherent in the party, for one.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guess that does make maybe the sneaky part of this harder. If they already feel like, hey, these guys have been up to a bunch of shenanigans,
Yeah.
surely they won't shenan again when they're on our ship.
Again.
Oh my.
Oh, man.
You just couldn't help yourself. You just couldn't stop.
Nope. All
Couldn't
right,
be
so
satisfied.
I do still think it's worth trying to convince them with the Maltech stuff. Not necessarily threatening them, but saying, hey, look, we know what's going on.
I feel
And
like that would give them more, because what if they're like, if this type of ship, if the Prudence is a common type of ship, it happened right after we jumped in.
Yeah, I think the
okay.
first step I was giving you, I guess that's not quite intimidating now, but playing coy for as long as you can to try to figure out who they are
Okay.
and why they stopped us is probably worth it. Because you'll want to respond differently if it is, pirates sailing the jolly seas versus Sons of Glory who are like, yeah, we know exactly who you are and what you're doing, and we're here to get our evil Maltech ship back.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Let's do this.
All right. Sounds like everybody is ready to go. Okay.
Oh, could you move? Oh, you did. You got Ahmed's.
Yeah, I was
Probably in the hidey hole.
I was doing a quick check on those. Also just wanted to see some stuff out of the way here.
So I'm basically just now pretending like I got pulled over for a quote random traffic stop, end quote.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they ask, where is Saoirse and Nero? Basically, if they show us pictures of ourselves, are we going to say we don't know them, or
We are gonna lie like a rug and say I've never seen those people in my life.
but we have to have gotten
Or-
this ship somehow?
That's true.
I think play like you're rebels then at some point. Be
Okay.
they your rolling CIS agitators.
If it comes to that, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So if they're
Right.
really like, hey, we definitely know who stole this ship and you're not them.
Right.
We can say
15
we
minutes up.
All right.
bought it on the
Sweet. Yes.
Okay.
Let's get out of the
Maybe
weeds
you can
and
figure out
into
a
the
good way to
gunfire.
throw Esposito under the bus while you're working that out.
We can tell him we won it in a hand of some kind of card game
There you go.
against some redhead who didn't know what she was playing.
All right,
We'll
so
point at
the
Hammer and say
three,
he's very good at cards.
so the three of you and Bob are waiting in the airlock.
Can we switch Nero and Java? Nero doesn't want to be by Bob.
I mean, Java's dragging Bob, right?
Oh
Oh,
no.
Lord. You do not get your emotional support snack suit.
I just pictured it like Penny from the Rescuers, just dragging her stuffed bear
Bear.
along the ground.
Diamond shoved
I
in
was
it.
gonna tell him this was the last guy that stopped us.
Now we eat his insides.
Yeah.
Brillo, can I bring him?
No.
Let me
I would
just
just
grab
love
stuff.
for him to unironically say that and then stuff his hand down in the suit and pull out like a handful of
No.
nuts and just
No,
start munching.
that's what he did. He did.
No.
Snacks, his pole, and a couple other knickknacks he gets shoved in his pocket.
Okay, Saoirse's gonna tell him, drop the suit. Please.
You hear the and feel the thud of one of the boarding tubes docking with the airlock on this side of the ship.
Does he see me dropping this ragdoll?
The airlocks are still shut,
Oh,
but
good.
so nobody's seen anything yet.
Drop Bob.
Okay. All right. So moments later, you feel a bit more muted shudder in the ship as you suspect the boarding tube on the other side of the ship has docked, and you hear a voice come over the comms. Uh,
Sorry.
Requesting access. Open up the airlocks and keep your hands where we can see them. No weapons in hand. Keep this easy and it'll all go fine.
Alrighty.
I think that one's broken.
So I'm assuming you guys go ahead and trigger the airlocks to open.
Saoirse would nod for Java to go and do it. Sorry, for Hammer to go and do it.
Takes a big breath and like puffs his chest out and just opens it.
Yeah, no name slip ups here. All right, so the the two airlocks open, equalizing pressure and all, and the sight that greets you is the interior of a boarding tube, uh, packed full of soldiers. The At the front there are a pair of soldiers in what look like armored vac suits, carrying riot shields, and you can count filed behind them a total of 10 soldiers.
Yikes.
Two of whom, immediately behind the first two, are in assault suits.
Oh my.
Ooh, Nero once.
Down, Pinky.
uh, and so they aren't pointing weapons at you, but they are all carrying weapons.
Captain Susie has her hands clasped neatly in front of her. And she gives a weak smile, but, looks a little concerned upon seeing the soldiers. And she raises a hand and gives a little wave and just says, well, hello there. Welcome aboard. How can we help you?" And any trace of an Irish accent is gone.
Okay, nice. Um, Projecting from one of the assault suits comes the voice that had come over the comms moments before. Um, it says, uh, "You are you are being taken into custody. The Tabukkan Navy. You are in possession of a stolen Tabukkan Navy ship. Uh, we're going to need to take you in for questioning and bring this ship back to its port."
Oh, Hammer, I thought you said that you got all the paperwork for this ship. She's gonna turn to him.
I gave that guy my life savings.
She's gonna
the
put her hands up on either side of her face and look really embarrassed and say, I'm so sorry. We just came into this ship. We've been using it for cargo. This is I'm so sorry. How do we go about making this right?"
That's above my pay grade, miss. We're just gonna have to take you in. You're gonna have to sort that out with the authorities. You can give me your whole story. They'll have to take a look at your supposed paperwork here and uh, see if there's something we could do for you. But I'm afraid you're in possession of stolen property. It's not likely that you're gonna get your money back, sweetheart. Now,
Ugh,
he he gestures with his carbine at Susie. Go ahead and step forward and turn your back. Put your hands out together behind your back.
she's gonna start tearing up.
Oh no.
Please, can we complete peaceably?
That's what I'm asking you to do.
She's gonna look between Pinky and Hammer and just nod, like, Okay, well, let's do what the gentleman's asking us to do." And she's gonna sound like she's about to cry.
Please,
Nera
miss,
gives a
don't
hard
cry.
Nera gives a hard look at the man in the parasuit. Sorry, Pinky gives a hard look at the man in the parasuit.
um, there's an audible sigh through his comm. Look, miss, please don't cry. You just cooperate.
Uh,
This will go as smoothly as possible. We don't
I
want any
just
trouble.
I'm sorry. I just thought it would be easy to go into training, and I didn't think that this kind of thing would happen to good people.
Well,
I'm sorry. Can I have a moment?
welcome to the real world. Fine. He gestures at Pinky. You then.
Fine. Nera, probably looking the part of someone who's been cuffed before. Uh, Looks like
Mhm.
she knows what she's doing when getting cuffed. She
Nice.
walks forward, turns around, hands behind her back.
All right. One of
Ben,
the
real quick,
hmm,
metapsionic check.
nothing.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, you've had enough time by now to take a look at each one of them, and you haven't detected anything. Um, one of the soldiers from the one of the back rows hurries forward, takes out a pair of hefty. Uh, I wanna make sure I keep going back and forth about the term to use for these. I think manacles is fair. They're a solid piece. They're not connected by a chain or whatever. Um, oh, I looked up a picture and I think I It was actually remarkably difficult to find a good one that didn't have extra stuff in it. Let me see. Okay, here we go. These maybe look a little bit homemade, but you'll get the idea. Kind of like those in session chat there. Um, they click
Okay.
open with a little sound of magnetic latches unfastening, and then clicks them around your wrists and they snap shut, and they they tighten to not uncomfortable tightness, but very firm fit. And he takes one of Pinky's arms and carefully but firmly uh, pulls her. I didn't catch.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, pulls her along back onto the boarding tube and says quietly, "Just come on back here to the back, and we'll line you up here while we take a look around the ship." Um, and
Nero
he'll now
does.
gesture to Hammer. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that was it. It just said Nero does. Doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Doesn't raise a fuss.
All right. Cool. So Hammer's turn.
Is it within my rights to ask a question too?
Another heavy sigh. If you can do it while turning your back and getting cuffed, then by all means. Let's quit wasting time here.
I just want to know my rights. What happens when you take us from here? We ain't done nothing wrong, and honestly, I just want to know what's in store for us.
You're gonna hear Susie go.
Can we get a lawyer? Can we phone a friend? I just want to know what's coming. Because my mom, she's expecting me soon.
No, no.
Man, you guys are gonna pull every guilt angle possible here, aren't you? He says, "Look, maybe you're new to Tabuk, but we do have the rule of law here. You'll see your day in court, but that's nothing to worry about right now. What you need to worry about is cooperating, making this as easy as possible for everyone, and everybody will see your side of the story a little more favorably. Now, step two."
I certainly will cooperate as he turns around. But again, I assure you, we have done nothing wrong. And
I
I
do
certainly hope so.
indubitably tell you, sir.
I don't see why we have to defer to such measures. We've done nothing but comply.
And as long as you keep doing that, this will all be smooth as butter. People who stole this ship, though, killed a lot of people taking it. So you can excuse our precautions. And another soldier steps forward to cuff Hammer and lead him back to the back of the boarding tube. And the interior of this thing is pretty bare bones. Um, there's there are a couple pieces of basically bulkhead that extend into the mouth of the thing that look like they're designed to be used as cover to fire from. But past that, further into the tube itself, are basically just harnesses on the walls and ceiling, handholds, and those little those little fold down seats that they have in like paratrooper type planes, whatever those are called. Whatever that word is. Um. So now it's Susie's turn again, and soldier comes
This
moving
point,
towards her.
she's drying her eyes with her sleeves, and then she puts her hands out in front of her with her wrists together, like still blubbering, but she's obviously not heard the instructions.
Hmm. So the soldier that takes her hands and takes one of her hands and firmly pulls it around to her back. Says, "It's all right
Oh,
now. Just hands behind your back.
okay.
Won't won't let you fall down or anything. Just watch where you're stepping." And the clink of the cuffs goes around her wrists, and she is led back to join the other two. Now,
Okay.
Before we move on,
mhm.
do you see what Java said to the
In
guard?
roll 20.
Does the guard say anything back? I need to know. I thought I could live
Oh, let me
without
see.
knowing, but like now I need to know.
Let's see. The the soldier looks at him for a second, looks over at the suit laying on the floor, and then back at Hammer. Says, okay, thanks.
You don't need to take him with us.
A mascot? I've never heard of a vac suit mascot."
Bob.
Guy just kind of slowly nods his head like he's taking that in.
You
That's
know, like
great.
Hammer and Bob?
Just let them underestimate us as much as possible.
You've never heard of Hammer and Bob?
Oh no.
Sure, no.
I want these soldiers to feel like they don't get paid enough for this.
On
I
that
think I
note,
need
didn't
they got the crayon and juice boxes when they get well in the holding cell.
I better get chocolates in my holding.
I think at
Now,
some point we established that the googly eyes actually are on the helmet.
Yes.
Okay.
All military ships have giant googly eyes
Do they cuff Bob?
kept in the storage locker.
um, a few of the vac-suited soldiers file into the ship, covering each other's backs. Checking all the corners. They start filing into quarters and stuff. One of them does stop for a moment to look at the suit, give it a nudge, and then just
Probably fall over when he does that.
shake his head and move on. Bob's laying down, I think.
You mean we could have played dead?
It looks like it.
I really
I mean,
wish we hid somebody inside the suit now.
the suit, the visor's open, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I thought the visor was down, and that's what the googly eyes are attached to.
Yeah, I thought so
exactly.
too.
Oh, got you. The googly eyes.
So when you say that guy's not dead, he's just like a mascot. He's like, did you drug a person?
Because then
Yeah.
your thought is definitely there's a corpse in that vac suit.
Yeah. So one of the soldiers goes up actually, and first he nudges it with his foot, and then with a glance back at his commanding officer, he squats down, presses the release on the side of the helmet, and raises the visor, and then just turns, shakes his head at the commanding officer, and moves on.
The disappointment that there's not anyone in the suit.
Trail mix bleeds out.
right. Steaks and trail mix just fall out.
A dribble of trail mix. Lone glow stick clatters to the floor of the ship. All right, so at this point, the commanding officer is going to turn and address the three of them. Now, I guess that means your captain isn't here, unless you're the captain. He gestures at Susie, seeming a little confused. But whoever answered the comms, where's he?
She's gonna look confused. She's gonna.
Susie, lie and say you used a voice modulator.
Oh, good point.
Get Prudence to do her voice imitation.
Okay.
Mm.
She'll say, "Well, my mom told me I needed to be really careful if I was going to be trading, so I've been using a voice modulator so people don't think I'm, you know, easy pickings because I don't really sound very intimidating."
He nods at that. Uh, Voice modulator, huh? All right, go ahead and give me a talk check.
A talk check. Oh,
Yeah,
y'all pray.
or perform if that's any better.
Neither's going to be better, Ben. You know that.
I couldn't remember for sure.
I have survive, sneak, lead, and heal. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'd argue it's a lead. You're leading him astray.
Oh my. Okay, hold on. Talk. No modifier. What?
Leading astray.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I use intelligence for this or wisdom?
I'll allow wisdom.
Okay. Mm.
Okay. He says, show me the voice modulator.
She'll sniff and nod, and then she'll speak out to the ship, and she'll say, "Prudence, do you mind doing that voice of the old man again?"
Of course, Captain. And Prudence then does a very passable imitation of Brother Nick's voice, saying something pretty similar to what he had said in response to the tales before about needing to verify your identity and blah blah blah. And the soldier looks from Susie to the speaker and back again, and then gestures for the rest of his for some of the others of his men to file out, and he goes along with them. Um, but
Into the ship,
he
or
yes, but he leaves behind the other assault suited one, along with three other of the
Ben, do you
vac
have
suited ones.
any tokens for these guys?
I do. I was hoping not to just clutter the thing with them because they're all going to be moving. They're going to be moving all over the place anyway. Well, if it comes to it, and we need to do some gridding, I can pull them all out, but uh, hoping to keep that to a minimum.
Oh.
But anyways,
Oops. Okay.
all right. Let's see. So yeah, they start combing through the ship, and you hear some kind of knocking and of course the stomping through as they go all through the ship. Um, checking every nook and cranny, and they're going to be doing an investigation here. Mhm. Mhm. Let's see, where is? Oh, there it is. So let me do it like so. Hmm. Okay. So several more minutes pass as they
Please tell
stumble
me they
around the
find
ship.
the vegetable soup smell.
Very likely if Nero never got around to cleaning it up.
She
Oh,
did
she
though.
did. She
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
She may not have done a great job of it.
I was gonna say I would love for there to be some residual like cabbage and broccoli smell in the air that they're like, oh.
What do these people eat? Let's see. So, okay. Yeah, and Brother Nick, Cade, and Ahmed are all huddled in the little crawl space smuggler's hold here, hearing the stomping of boots all around and some pounding against cargo containers and walls. Containers are opened up and looked around inside, and but they are unbothered. They don't hear any clicking of consoles outside the smuggler's hold or anything else to indicate they've been found. And
Danielle, why?
say what?
Nothing.
What have you done?
Oh no. Um, excuse me.
I
Or I
just
should say,
thought it was
excuse
funny.
you.
I felt like you were like milking it for all it was worth.
Uh,
Them huddled in the little.
I didn't want to leave them out. Get them immersed in the game. Make them feel like they're really there.
There you
Um,
go.
I didn't even go into describing the sweat dripping down their
oh
noses and
no. Ben, this is a
anyway.
family-friendly stream.
I wasn't going there, but anyway. Yeah, so before too terribly long, soldiers have all filed back. You catch a glimpse across the ship, it being almost a straight shot across of the squad leader or whatever from your boarding tube, conferring with another assault suit clad figure in the little galley, and then he comes clumping back across. All right, checks out. Signs of anyone else on the ship. And, hope for their sakes there aren't any. But we didn't find any of these papers that you said you have. I don't suppose you have these on your person. And he looks at Hammer.
Um, I'm really not the most organized person. I might have left them at home. They could be in our mascot. I can look there, or I guess you
Susie's
can.
gonna sigh very heavily and look down at the floor.
I'm extremely bad at keeping track of things.
Pinky glares in the direction of Bob.
um, the commander there says, "Well, that's not going to help your case much."
No, it's not. But
He,
did you check Bob?
yeah, he gestures at one of his men to go dig around in Bob, and in short order, Bob's head has been removed, and his contents are being dumped out on the floor. The guy's got the suit by the ankles, shaking it out uh, onto the floor, and little like rice cake packages are sliding all across the floor. A
Then
tennis
she's
ball
just
comes
gonna
bouncing out.
say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hammer, I thought you said that the papers were digital.
Um, I really don't know. I don't do good on the spot
Hammer,
like this.
The commander
I'm
face
I'm
palms.
sorry. He does really badly under pressure.
Well,
Is
it sounds like I'm doing you all a favor.
Oh no!
is my pad not in Bob? Maybe it's
The
on there.
soldier poking around in there shakes his head. Where is Java's compad?
Uh, it,
Honestly, it might have been in Bob.
it might have been,
Oh, okay.
really.
Well, if that's the case,
I don't
then
think so. I feel like he would have gotten it from Kate at some point and left it in his room.
oh, okay. Yeah, if it's in his room, then
He wouldn't
the
actually be trying to help them find it.
got you. So he's not gonna tell them that.
No, no, no. He's
Um,
playing dumb.
okay, fair enough. Then
And
Guile,
Susie will also say, I'm sorry, weren't you saying that we could figure this out once we are in port?
yeah, that'll be fine. Well, we can clean out your personal effects and can go through them when we get there. Uh,
She'll nod, like, vigorously.
just hoped that would speed things along a little bit.
When we
Do
do
you?
show our papers, are we gonna be able to get our ship back? You're bringing it with us, right?
Oh yeah, no, you're not getting this ship back. It just may be a point in your favor, and might, but we'll see. That's gonna
So,
have to come later since you don't know where your papers are. So
so you're saying even if we prove this ship is ours, we can't keep it?
She's gonna look at Hammer and just say, Hammer, honey, the people you bought it from, they weren't good people, okay? They didn't get this ship in an honest way.
and meanwhile, the soldiers have finished sifting through Bob's contents and just leave it all scattered there on the floor, and they've all filed back into the boarding tube,
Okay.
and the the commander steps over, presses the comms pad on the Prudence's side of the airlock. It says, "We're all loaded up again. Uh, disengaging the tube's airlock." And he steps back. There's a brief voice over the comms, "Sir, yes, sir." And he presses some buttons on the pad on the boarding tube side, and the airlocks begin the process of disengaging the boarding tube.
Since Nero's been being mostly quiet and paying attention, Can she make an estimate of how many people she thinks are still on the ship? Just had
So there
kind of
are,
a line across the whole way.
yeah, it was probably not, because it was quite a mix, and those doors didn't stay open the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Um, but what she can tell is that everyone from this boarding tube is back on it. This one is fully loaded again.
Okay, and she couldn't try and estimate how many were in the other boarding tube.
Go ahead and give me a notice check.
With wisdom.
Yes.
Oh, did they pull y'all's comms and stuff off of y'all? It didn't seem like they patted you down or anything.
Oh,
They did not.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, well, I should say they did like a cursory check for weapons, but no, they didn't
Hmm.
like empty your
right.
pockets.
So y'all should still have your comms and earpieces to
Uh,
call us when the party starts.
yeah, I should probably take off a bunch of the stuff that I wouldn't have worn out there, like
Did Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
power cells and binoculars. Those aren't
And like
normal
your
walking
five
around ship
swords.
stuff.
Right. Um, yeah, that
Oh,
reminds
we
me, was
probably also had to hide a bunch of Nero's personal effects.
Yeah, I
Because
was.
otherwise they'd say, one of these timid wallflowers sure has a thing for weapons.
well, I don't know. I don't think Pinky was making any pretense of being a timid wallflower. Uh, that's not the impression I got.
Nah, I
Uh,
think he gave the impression of I've been here before.
yeah.
Okay,
Um,
so maybe that wouldn't be
let's see. Push
as
effects from
obvious.
into the storm result. I'm reading your note now about the hiding personal effects. Yeah, we can say that. That's reasonable enough. It occurs to me I forgot to follow up and ask who, if anyone, was going to be hiding a metatool on their person.
um, I think Nero is actually a good choice for that. She normally carries one anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Um,
I guess
Um,
y'all are good otherwise with your eel skin, mesh, and telekinesis,
yeah.
would be my
hmm
guess.
Yeah, the eelskin mesh will definitely suffice. The Of course, the benefit of the metatool being it doesn't take system strain.
Yeah,
Right.
Um,
so that's nice to have.
Yeah.
and
Um,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is it reasonable to have a backpack, or should I leave that behind also?
No, leave that behind.
Okay. So all Nero's got on her is things that are readied. Oh, and yeah, glow bugs. So compad, Lazarus patch, just one, Metatool, and 4 glow bugs.
Okay. Yeah, that's all fine. They would not have taken that from you yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll for the hiding of the Metatool.
Yes, please. Sneak with wisdom.
With wisdom. Why wisdom? It's got to be very dexterous to hide things in very
Oh
awkward
my word.
places.
All right, so we'll file that away for reference.
Wait, are they letting us take stuff?
So what I was saying is they didn't like pick your pockets. So as long as you didn't have any weapons on you, they have not shaken you down yet.
Yeah, I say
Uh,
it's the easy thing. It sounds like we're going with is you have your ready items.
yeah, you have
It wouldn't
stuff
be
that would have
suspicious.
stuff in your pockets. Yeah, backpack is a no go, but otherwise stuff that you could have ready that's innocuous would be fine. If you wanted to have your compad with you, if you wanted to have the lift, for example, um, Lazarus patches, even probably not the med kit. You actually have a really low readied capacity. Um, are you? let's see. Nero's wearing, or Pinky is wearing the armored vac suit. Is that right?
No, we were all in common clothes, I thought.
Oh, okay.
Casuals.
Got you. Yeah, I think that was stated for other people. I couldn't remember if it had been changed
Oh, okay.
for Nero. Okay. So that will.
Who's Nero?
Yeah.
um, alrighty then. Do I believe we won't get micromanaging inventory right now unless somebody has a. Danielle, did you have any particular thing you were wanting to make sure you had brought?
I really cannot think of anything right now.
Okay.
I am very zoned out right now. I'm trying to focus, but I think between the flu and everything else, I am having trouble. So,
All right. Well, let's bring it into focus a little bit more. So, you all hold on tight to the handholds behind you in your cuffed hands, and each of you has a soldier helping steady you as the boarding tube rockets off back across space
Nero will try and
to the
shrug
frigate.
off her soldier with a quick. I've I've been in one, not one of these. Uh, I've been transported before. I know what's happening. Just kind of
Yeah, yeah. Keep up the tough guy act, and he'll kind of jostle her a little bit back, and in the process, he'll lean in and very quietly say, um, "Bide your time. There are a couple of us that are sympathetic to what you're doing.
huh.
Just let us know if we can help." And then kind of roughly nudges her back and says, "Just hold on and quit jostling people."
Pinky nods slowly.
And yeah, so the flight is otherwise uneventful. Um,
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm.
hmm? Oh, unless
Where are we going?
you,
I think I'm done.
yeah, you
Oh.
presume that you're being taken back to the Tabukkan Navy frigate.
Yeah, I get that. I'm saying where on the frigate.
Haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. You said for the rest of the flight, and I was like, wait, are
Oh.
you just skipping ahead to that stage of
I think he meant the flight of the tube.
Checkmate, players. You can't do your plans if
You
I
just
skip Get
welcome to
wrecked.
jail.
Yes.
Space rocks fall, everyone dies.
You forgot the part about where the GM holds all the cards. You are pawns on my chessboard. Um, uh, man, that would be such a jerk move. Just time skip. Um,
You find yourself
ha-
in court.
if I really decided I was done GMing and didn't want any of you to like me for a while, that would be the perfect move. Oh
And
boy.
that's the end of our campaign for the year. Thanks for playing, guys. We'll see
Mhm.
you in 2023.
Well, at the risk of reminding some of us of previous experiences, let's move on
Oh,
from that.
yeah.
And, uh, anyway, yeah. So the the flight goes smoothly over to the other frigate, and
Sorry.
I don't know why that's so good.
I broke
Um.
bad.
Anyway, oh boy. So meanwhile, back on the Prudence.
So
Uh.
back a while.
Back a while. What are Brother Nick and company doing? Are they waiting for a particular trigger before they make their move? Are they waiting a certain amount of time?
Yeah, I think since or I think yeah, waiting for a compad signal from them,
Yeah.
and short of that, yeah, I guess just like a time.
Saoirse would have asked Prudence to help them in any way that she could. Would that include telling could that include telling them when the coast is clear?
Potentially. What do you mean by coast is clear? Like once the boarding tubes have left?
Oh yeah, tell them how many are left on the ship. Danielle, you're a genius sometimes.
Sometimes, every now and then, a blind acorn finds a hog.
So true.
Yep.
Two words have never been spoken. Uh, so yeah, Brother Nick
Oh, I'm
is.
sorry, I forget Dex isn't Southern. Please tell me you've heard the blind hog finding an acorn idiom before.
I'm gonna say yes.
You're going to say yes. Is it true, though? Have you heard it?
I'm gonna think
Just
about
heard a
it,
variation of it.
and I will give you the correct answer after the session.
Okay.
Shh, Danielle, he doesn't want to admit ignorance on the stream. Give the guy a break. um. So, Ethan, would Brother Nick be doing that?
Listening for Prudence to give them the all clear.
Yeah, I guess would he be asking Prudence for certain information?
Yeah.
Would okay, sorry. So if he's, I'm gonna assume then you're saying he's asking for the number of enemy crew on the ship and for the signal once the boarding parties have
Yeah.
left. All right, so she will let him know that there are four. Ouch. There are four soldiers on the ship. Um, one of them is wearing much heavier armor than the others. Uh, says as an assault suit to be specific. And she lets you know that the boarding parties have left, and she asks. She says she can. She's tracking their movement across the distance, and asks when he wants to be updated with more information.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying there? I was helping Danielle with planning stuff.
Oh, got you. She just asked if when you want to be notified again.
Oh, I guess, and what the number was of people.
Yeah, four soldiers, one of whom is in an assault suit.
Okay. I guess to keep them updated every couple of minutes, or until they get a signal from Team Shenanigans.
Okay,
I'm making hot chocolate if you want.
let's see then.
I want hot
Yeah, hot
chocolate.
chocolate.
I would like some.
All right, cool. Excuse me. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Mhm. Wait. Sorry, getting everything
Hey, Ben,
sorted
would
out
now
here.
be a good time for like a 5-minute break to be
Yes,
ready?
actually, that's a
Okay.
great idea.
Okay.
Um, and Avery, in this 5 minutes, I don't know if this is enough time, uh, to make the decision. Those last couple messages I sent you about your focus, did that sound good to you, or are you still doing something else? I think because I am open to some version of what we had kind of been crafting before. I think it's just
All right. I'm
the
gonna
more
run to the restroom. BRB.
yeah, go for it. The more complicated we make it, um, the less good I feel about it. And just as the GM, having it being in play, um, especially if it's you know, the more complicated it is, the more I have to think about basically, um, and kind of account for. Um, so my latest suggestion I think fits the well, with the direction you indicated you were wanting to go. And we could tweak that a little bit, or if you have a different suggestion. I just think that's going to be easier and more directly the kind of thing you're wanting to do, as opposed to I think the other idea we were working up was going to end up being much more just, combat damage focused, but it was gonna end up being so niche as to be virtually useless. And
It
if that
feels a
makes sense.
little like unbalanced. Um,
Like too good, you think?
sort of that, and it's yeah. I'll message you.
Okay, yeah, good. Because the I will say the action economy that I suggested is probably too forgiving. It probably needs a little bit more limitation to it. Um, I I don't know about tying it to system strain, but that could be an option. The thing is that I don't want to overload that uh, game system, um, but we could put some other limitation on it. Maybe give it once a scene or something. But um,
Yeah, because potentially it's not as valuable as a heal, right? I guess it is potentially, but
you said something about being as valuable as a heal. Oh, right.
right, like
Yeah, no.
it's a he's gonna take 3 damage, right?
Hmm.
Then it's like, oh,
Yeah, I don't like making him expend system strain to do it. Especially because he's gonna take some um unless we're gonna be like uh, and I think that doing half is as far as I would want to go in that direction, just because I don't want to step on the toes of the full warrior deal. Um, so I don't want to make it even don't want to make it too close to that. Um, let's see, okay, that's good. So I was thanks for talking that with me a little bit while I sorted out my situation here.
Hey, Ben?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, are we back on? Can I ask game questions?
Oh, you can
Okay.
ask game questions. I was just kind of I was saying this was a good time for a break just because I'm setting up some
No breaks,
token
only
stuff.
game. Um, a an interesting distinction and point has been raised, and I'd like to um pry into it if I may. Could Nero have gotten some kind of sense from her new friend that apparently ruffled her hair? Is that what happened?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of I don't
Jostled
know.
her.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
kind of roughed. I think I meant to say roughed her up a little bit, and that may have been easy to misspeak or mishear.
That's not what you meant.
Okay. Jostled her. Just kind of uh the kind of friendship pushing of each other.
The friendship.
No, not
No?
okay. Uh, So surely you've seen like the trope, like the fake I'm gonna be a little rough with you because you're a prisoner and
Oh,
you're being a little belligerent, and so I'm
okay.
gonna put you in your place, and under the cover of that I'm gonna whisper something to you to indicate I'm friendly secretly, but I'm
Gotcha.
disguising that in the being, doing the gruff,
N-
you know,
I had
prisoner
parsed that
watcher thing.
as like two separate distinct things not happening at the same time. That makes much more sense to me now. Thank you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Um,
Sorry, I
so my question is, can Nero get a sense of uh which cause or what he thinks Pinky is that he's sympathetic to? Because there's a couple ways that could go. He could think that we're actually undercover Soggy, and he's sympathetic to that, or he could think that we're rebels, and that we are associated with the people who stole the ship, and be sympathetic to that.
am. Uh, for the record, I will not answer to Soggy or to Sons of Glory from this point onward. But I I will give a smidgen of credit to whoever came up with that. If it was you, fair enough. It is just
You don't like the Soggy
despicable.
Boys?
No,
In their
it's just
soggy
Soggy
disres-
Audible?
suits.
that is just disrespectful to my big bads that I've been working up all this time. You only get to make fun of my villains behind my back. Thank you very much.
Okay, fair
Oh,
enough.
trying to undermine their authority, sir.
Yes, exactly.
We are
Like
conducting a smear campaign.
that's fair, but let's keep that in character now. Um, no, anyway, so I would say give me I think that would be a good spot for like a connect check.
You
For
sure
her.
it's not notice?
Thoughts and prayers with you, Dix.
Brother
Um,
Nick does it from the hidey hole.
it
Brother
strikes
Nick.
me as it's more of kind of an intuition thing than a body language or something that she would have noticed. More
Hmm.
picking up on the words he used and that sort of thing. Now, it might not be connect specifically if you have something else that
Let it
could.
happen. Brother Nick eavesdropped via comms and has a galaxy brain moment from the smuggler's hold.
uh, how about sneak for coded language?
Mm, okay. Yeah, sneak with wisdom.
Okay. Oh, all on the sneak
Okay.
whiz tonight.
that'll do it. So Nero suspects based on what he said and the context. She's pretty sure that he thinks uh, they're actually the people who stole the Prudence.
Oh, okay. I will credit Danielle for bringing that to my attention.
Nice.
Okay, that was kind of the vibe I was getting, that they're sympathetic to the rebel cause. They
Listen,
may not have all the details, but they got their heart in the right place.
Dex was
Hmm.
the one who came up with Soggy. That's all I'm gonna say.
So this will help.
Okay, no, that's good.
Having some extra manpower for team shenanigans.
um,
Yeah. Ben, we want to get onto the other ship and start killing people. The right
yeah,
people.
true. Right. Um, all right. Sorry, I'm okay. I think I'm juggling all my eggs right now.
I like that, Ben.
Uh,
If that makes sense to you.
okay. Yeah, I
Also,
think
did you find a way to show us which soldier it was who said that?
I can do that for once we're all there. Let's see. I was trying
It
to
was
think
just
about
a. Oh, sorry.
I was trying to think here about how to do the two sheet thing because we did that once upon a time, and there are ways to do it that get a little complicated. Um, because I can just well, maybe I'll just move everybody uh to and from each screen while action is happening there, instead of splitting people up because I want everybody to be able to be engaged with what's happening in the moment. Let's see. So apologies because this is definitely going to be a little bit gonna be a little tricky at the start because I don't think we've done something quite like this with having separate things happening more or less simultaneously in separate places, in in combat, no less. Let me just. Okay, perfect. So, I'm gonna say that Prudence was able to give you, what am I trying to say? She's able to give you the current locations of the soldiers that are on the Prudence as well. So, I'm just going to. Doodly doo. Okay, these guys are needing to be copied. Okay. Oh boy. Of course, the sizing is the issue here. Okay. Um, we are almost there. Let me go ahead and bring you all. Oh, I am bad.
Why are you bad?
Ah, this is what I needed to do. Okay. Didn't.
Hey guys, just a heads up, I really cannot play very late tonight.
Yeah, we're not gonna go much longer. Frankly, as long as it took to get through the other stuff, we don't have a great time. I'm not gonna worry about you guys seeing stuff that you technically don't see yet, because I don't think any of it is too hugely important. I'll just trust you guys a little bit, not to metagame too hard.
A terrible choice, really.
Yeah, but
Just kidding.
do what I can with the tools I have at hand.
I just wanted an opportunity to quote Tangled.
All right, so I've brought you all to the other screen here, which hopefully should have everything that we need.
Look at their tiny wimpy little laser cannon. It's so cute.
Yeah, press Dex to immediately find the one part of the thing that I liked the least. But hey, it may not look like much, but packs a serious punch.
Yeah, I remember you changed it to the fractal impact charge. No, that's what we've got. The FEP, not the FIP.
No, I think you were right.
Oh, okay. The
Let me double
FEP
check here.
is the good
Let's
one.
see what.
Yeah, I think we had a flak cannon.
Yeah, you guys have the flak emitter battery. They've got
Right.
fractal impact charges, FIC. So there are lots of different terms for
Right. In my
for such
alphabet, C's
things.
are also P's, so you know the same.
Oh, of course. Whatever. Oh man. Um.
So what do we need
So,
to be paying attention to right now?
all right. So you guys are loaded up here with a bunch of guys and stuff. Um, at what point would you be thinking about trying to start putting up a fight? Are you wanting to like wait until you get stuffed wherever they're gonna stuff you, and then try to pick
Hmm.
your handcuffs and stuff, or um, I'm assuming you're not gonna want to wait real long because you don't want to wait until they get back to closer to Tabuk or anything.
Do you
No.
think we'd want to wait until possible ally comes to check on us or something, or
um. How about this? As we're being unloaded, because obviously we're gonna wait until we're being unloaded, right? We don't want to do anything before we're actually attached to the ship,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you want to be on the ship.
right?
I was kind of thinking before you end up in any cell
Mm-hmm.
or before they, put some additional kind of restraints on you. Because right now it shouldn't be too terribly hard to break out with just bust out
Right.
of your cuffs, start wrecking noobs.
Um. But if there are more like Nero's new friend, she doesn't want to start wrecking the wrong noobs. Um.
Yeah, so well, I would hope if y'all, I guess it may be, try and do it while this guy is still with y'all. And hopefully he could recognize y'all breaking free from your bonds is a good sign to, you know, throw in with y'all.
Well,
pick a side?
yeah. Let
Mm-hmm.
me have. Can Nero give this guy a meaningful glare? Um.
Well, that's a quick.
I'm gonna say you're
I
trusting
love
a male to take in the look of a meaningful glare in
I
a good
love
way.
Jackson, his meaningful whatevers.
Like,
I'm pretty sure I've used that too before.
yeah, I mean, I may not convey it very well, but Nero is trying to, or Pinky is trying to convey to her new friend that she is getting impatient and a little bit fidgety and anxious, and some of those are actually true. All of those are actually true.
She's not having to pretend too hard.
No, no,
Yeah.
she's not. Um, so he told her while he was roughing her up to bide her time, and she's given him a look that tries to convey, "I've waited long
Time's
enough."
almost up.
Okay. So the in response, he gives her a very subtle shake of the head
Okay.
to
Like a yes shake or a no shake.
a shake means no, a nod means yes.
I was gonna say shake is generally a no.
I'm making sure here.
I like that everybody always asks that, though.
Get
It's good
bamboozled.
to say it is good to be careful. I can't fault you there, but uh, I'll be only a tiny bit offended that you would suspect me of not knowing the difference between a head shake and a head nod as a professional game master. um,
Okay.
but anyways,
At the very subtle shake no of his head, um, Nero pinches her lips. Pinky pinches her lips, and sets her jaw.
okay.
She'll wait a
So
little bit.
so the boarding tube slots it back into the ship, and the the two side walls of the pod now unlatch and slide open, and soldiers start filing out. Of course, several of them escorting you. And meanwhile, back on Prudence, Prudence updates Brother Nick that the boarding tubes have now returned to their own ships, and the the crew that has commandeered the Prudence has been warming up the ship systems and is now moving them over to join the other two ships in heading back towards the planet, which will still be some time away. Um, and let's see here. So Pinky, Hammer, and Susie are all escorted onto the ship, and they are they are put in troop lounge. Um, they are given seats, encouraged to relax as much as they can, and just don't make any sudden movements. And uh,
Susie's gonna ask for some water.
I somehow knew that was coming. Uh, one of the soldiers was on his way to go and do that. Um, Several of them are hanging out in here with you. Um, the galley is also in here, so one of them goes ahead and gets you the requested cup of water, and he'll come over and carefully hold it for her to drink.
You will attempt to thank him as graciously as she can once water drinking is done.
All right. Um, as everyone has filed onto the ship, and as you're escorted through the central hall, you do notice several of the soldiers climbing ladders and ascending through little kind of iris hatches uh, into an apparent upper deck. Of course, you were all brought up through the lifts from the lower deck onto the main deck. And yeah, before all too long, the you can feel the slight shift as the ship powers up its engines and begins moving.
Hmm. Is our friend in here?
He is.
Nero
Are there
stands
any
up.
tank?
Okay.
She looks around the room to see what their reactions to her standing are.
A couple of them glance over at her, but and watch her, but they don't react in any particular overt way.
Nero looks over at Saoirse. Pinky looks over. Sorry, I am losing that. Pinky looks over at Saoirse,
For
and
shame.
there's even with a changed face, there's that look of what do. Like she's tense and fidgety and ready to roll, but Nero doesn't usually slip her leash, and neither does Pinky.
Susie will look over at one of the soldiers, probably the one who's given her water, and just say, "I do hate to ask, but my friend, she's used to being much more active than this. How long exactly will our flight be until we're done?"
All right, let's see here. That's actually a good question.
And she'll say, "Unless one of you has a hacky sack or something."
They just kind of look at each other and chuckle a little bit at the mention of a hacky sack. Um, but let's see. Okay, that's what it. That's what it is. So, um, oh my goodness, is it seriously that slow?
Is what, seriously?
48 hours divided by drive level.
Goodness gracious. Okay. I've gotten so spoiled to you guys cruising around in a drive 5, that I forget it's such a crazy high amount of time typically. All right. Well, fortunately for you, or well, I guess fortunately in general, theoretically for Susie, the guy says, uh, I don't know, let me check. And he goes over to a little panel, presses a button, and says, "Hey, what's our ETA to Tabuk?" And voice comes over the comms. We're putting pedal to the metal. We'll be there in 24.
Hmm.
And so the guy nods and turns back to Susie and says, "It'll be 24 hours. We'll let you guys relax here for a bit. It's a little bit later.
I don't relax well.
Well, sorry. That's what you're gonna have to do. We can give you something to watch, or if you really need to, you can probably pace around a little bit, but you're gonna have to content yourself to staying put. Just consider this is much better than a cell, and guess we could have tossed you in a storage closet, but
We do
so,
appreciate the lack of tossing. She'll
so
smile
far
at it.
you've been easy enough, so we're letting you sit on the cushions.
Question. So this
Mm-hmm.
guy walked up to a pad on the wall and used that to communicate with others in the ship, correct?
Correct.
Which would lead me to believe that he does not on his person have a device that he could use to communicate with others.
You could conclude that.
All right. And I guess two other questions. What types of surveillance or communications devices might we see in this room that are not this panel?
Well, so they're all still wearing the armored vac suits that they work the boarding action. They've they've all put their visors up. Um, but I mean they'd have comms inside their suits. Um, so his walking to the wall does not necessarily mean he doesn't have anything on
Yeah.
him, but um,
It just means he's extra.
So I got a question for the players then. I'm ready to kick things off with Nero. Do you want me to wait?
What's this thing?
That's what I was thinking. My next question was what types of things, what goodies could we expect to get off of these people?
What are they carrying?
Obviously, we have the potential to get some armored vac suits.
Yeah, the assault suit wearers were back in the main part of the ship, in kind of a central marshalling area.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys they've got whatchamacallits, they've got void carbines. I should have mentioned before, they do all also have the characteristic Tabukkan monoblades sheathed at their hips, um, accompanied by the appropriate Tabukan monoblade dagger as well.
I
Um,
don't think Nero has one of those. I'll have to get one.
I wonder where she'll do that.
yeah.
How threatening actually is the assault armor? Like, this is Avery's first experience with it. So, like, on a scale of 1 to, like, they'll kill us instantly, what are we looking at?
So the armor by itself just gives them a much higher AC than usual. I think it's a base of 18. Um, and it does suggest that the soldiers wearing it are probably, since it's not just standard issue for everyone in this case, that means they're probably a bit more veteran than the others. Um, so they're definitely deadliest. They didn't have any just incredible, overwhelming firepower evident, mainly because they were in a boarding action. But yeah, they're definitely the scariest. Um, probably this. Well, probably the scariest thing that Java would have fought, other than aerial bombardment.
Yeah, I mean he's been hit by a heavy artillery freaking grav tank.
Oh, he's also been sniped, which is also
Yep.
that's pretty hard to fight back against. So I don't know. He might not be too terribly worried. Plus, he's got Saoirse on hand, so
Yeah,
as
I'm
far as he's
ready.
concerned, he's invincible.
I'm ready to fight him. I don't know about you,
All right.
Dex. Daniel.
Yeah, no, I'm cool. Pinky will wait until this guy has moved away from the comm. Uh, she'll just kind of.
Saoirse will look over at the fellow that was. Sorry, if this is not where you wanted to go with this, Dex, that's fine, and I can just retcon it. But could um Susie look over at the guy who was sitting next to Pinky and just say, "Excuse me, I'm in dire need of a ladies' room visit.
No,
Is
actually, I
there?"
wanted to keep them in the room. Yeah.
Well, what she was gonna ask is, could could one of your friends help me out with that? Because I'm assuming I'm not allowed to go alone.
Oh, that's a that. No, I shouldn't have interrupted you. I like that. Uh, Emphasis on the friend.
Yes,
Yeah, I get what you're doing. Okay,
thank you.
so trying to still want to have this guy move away because what I want to do is have Nero move over in front of this door and basically block the exit. She's Pinky. Gosh dang it. Pinky is starting to pace a little bit, pacing, and we'll start making her pacing a little bit bigger until it loops around to here, and then she is going to drop the bomb. And
Okay.
if uh Susie has done her thing and identified a friend, I don't want to interrupt that scene. I just want to get Nero pre-positioned ish in our thoughts and minds. That makes sense. Sorry, I went overboard there. What does Susie
That's
do?
fine. So yeah, is Susie trying to get one of them to go out of the lounge with her and take her to
What
the
I'm
bath?
really all I'm looking for is I'm trying to get the guy who said, some of us are on your side.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna look him in the eye and she's gonna say, I need to use the ladies' room. Could one of your friends take me there? Because I'm assuming I can't go alone with like kind of emphasis on friends.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a talk check from her.
Sorry, 1 second.
While your
Bless you.
wife is dying, has this guy moved?
Let's see.
Hammer's decided he's gonna smash the comm pad, by the way, on the wall.
All right. Let's see. Yeah,
Whenever
he'll
this initiates.
Yeah, then Nero has
yeah.
kind of and she's Pinky is pacing by her friend also to make this look more natural, getting into her position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the doors to the lounge are open. She can see
Oh shoot, are they? I did not know that. I figured they would be closed.
Revision, close the doors, then smash the pad.
so yeah, she can see assault suit guys kind of pacing. Um, one of them standing at the far end, just he's stepped out of sight. As she's kind of glancing up the hall in between these movements.
That actually kind of ruins my plan. Dang.
Yeah, I thought the doors were closed too.
Oh, really?
Well, I think it was just because you had so many of the soldiers in there with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't say one way or the other. Let's see. Okay, doors are closed.
No, thank you.
Thank you for flipping a coin.
Yeah.
Appreciate
uh, give you the benefit of a little chance.
it. I did my talk check, by the way.
Oh, you sure did. Okay, yeah, that's good. So, your friend replies, sorry, Miss Susie, you're gonna have to wait at least a few minutes longer. Uh, probably should have gone before we boarded. Um,
That's unfortunate. We were trying to be as compliant as possible and didn't want to keep you all waiting.
he chuckles a little bit. Well, nothing more inconvenient than a woman who's got to pee.
She gives him a smile that looks like maybe something a girlfriend would give
Oh,
a boyfriend that
Yeah, who
says,
said that? Yeah,
yeah,
I know exactly that look. Um,
while smiling, though.
yeah. All right, so
well,
mean. Oh, so Nero is going to make a
yeah.
move. Is her move going to be eelskin meshing um
Yeah, I had questions
the
about that.
cuffs?
Is that in any way subtle?
Oh, shoot.
Um,
I think you just moved the whole
not if
map.
it. Oh, did I? Whoops.
Maybe not. I saw someone move. Something move.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say I don't think I was on that tab
It's not
or on
subtle
that
if
layer.
it works.
Correct.
I'm fine with
Because
that.
the cuffs are gonna clink. Now, it could make some noise and a little bit of a kind of a visual effect depending on how it might fail.
Okay.
But it's it's possible that if it fails, it just will you'll zap it and nothing will happen.
All right.
Um,
So, I'm trying to get to it before we run out of time here.
yeah, this is
Um,
a sneak or fix check.
Pinky will look over at Susie one last time as a kind of confirmation. This guy just said, you'll have to wait a few minutes. Now Pinky's looking over at Susie. Um,
Would Saoirse take that to mean he understood what I was getting
Yes.
at? Okay. Saoirse
Yeah.
will.
His response seemed to indicate that none of his friends was available to take her to the
oh,
bathroom at the moment.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Does
So now the question is, should we all wait until she might ask him, will, will I be waiting long? Or do you mean relatively soon? If I can mentally prepare myself, I'm able to wait longer.
He kind of gives a glance to Pinky and says, you don't have to wait on one of my friends. I can
all right.
take you soon, but
Just say it was a
they're
sneak.
busy with a sneak.
Dex.
Mm, sure.
All right. Oh yeah.
Very nice. All right. So
So did he stand up to walk over, or
no, he's kind of lounging over where he is, but he was watching. So with a quiet zzz and uh clearly audible click, um Narrow's cuffs unlatch and clatter to the ground.
She is immediately lifting her arms up, lasers out, um, and she
Roll
says,
initiative. Oh, so good.
I'm done waiting. You know who I am. You know what I can do. Drop your weapons and join us or die.
All right, roll initiative.
Can Java
And
slam the compad with his manacles as well? Or would that be after initiative?
that'll be, I think the clinking of the manacles will trigger everyone becoming alerted. So we'll go ahead. I probably should have said that before. I've
Hey Ben, can
generally
you
just
manually enter my initiative? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were
um
saying you should have said that before or what?
yeah, sorry, just that oh, I don't know if you guys clicked your tokens there, but
I didn't.
You didn't have
okay.
the thing up yet.
Oh, it shouldn't have. I didn't think that should matter, but
Can
interesting.
we
Anyway,
I'm gonna put it back to the one I initially did just without having clicked my token.
okay. Yeah, let's see here.
And you said that if I don't
Dee-dee-dee-dee.
get better on the reroll, I get +1, right?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. They
You
probably
rolled.
can't roll 8, higher than 8 anyways.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's see. Where's the? There's the button.
Boop.
Okay, and
Can you do a separate roll for our friend? Unless you're doing it for each individual one.
I'm not gonna do individual.
Okay.
That gets way too annoying to keep track of.
Yeah, I agree.
I can. Yeah, I can do his separately if you like.
All right.
Lucky
Good thing you
day.
gave him a heads up.
Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't it? I thought it let me edit the name of that stuff. Huh. Oh well, let me just I'll just do it that way.
Buddy.
All right, let me do. I'm clicking the right thing, which I am. Righty. Oh, it's 11:45 already. So
Yeah.
Nero, of course, is first to act because she is fast. She is the fast.
This might not take long unless they're all like 9 hit dice. uh, first question is, or first observation is, did any of them actually drop their weapons?
Not as of yet. No, no one has made
It's
a
not their
move to do
turn,
that.
so.
Well, they could.
N-
Do any of them look like they're going to surrender, aside from a
No.
buddy? Okay. Um, next is, are these two close enough to engage at the same time?
Yeah, if she jumps up on the table.
Oh yeah, that sounds reasonable. Is it even an exert check?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah. Lasers in, claws out. She leaps up on the table and is going to make the attack against this guy. And let's see, this is the claws. I have dual wield claws in here. I should. There we go. I think it hits.
Gonna say Q narrow in her element.
Yeah, it definitely hits. Um. Oh, only 11 damage. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Um, so and it's 10 shock damage.
Mm-hmm.
So they are both still standing. Which one did she hit with the 11?
You killing me here, Ben. This one's the 11.
Which
Okay,
one?
The
I
one
didn't
on
see.
the right.
on the right
Okay.
hand side. So he
Yeah.
took 11, the other guy took 10.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so she goes into a spinning blur of claws, slashing at both of them, and they both stumble trying to evade the worst of her blades, but doesn't go very well for either of them. Both clutching injuries as they reach for monoblades.
She shakes her head. Don't.
All right, Saoirse.
All right. Saoirse is going to. How does Saoirse want to do this? I'm trying to decide. So we're in a room with like chairs and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ben?
Sorry, you were asking me?
Yeah.
Sorry, what about the chairs?
Yep, there are chairs.
Yes.
There
Yeah,
are
there are
chairs. Are they
chairs in the room.
bolted down or like what?
I mean, they
Okay.
can move. They're not bolted down.
Okay. Uh, Saoirse actually looks like she had stood up from a couch. Saoirse would like to telekinetically lift the couch and slam it against this guy who is to the right of our friend.
Okay. Let's see then. So, hmm, I'm trying to remember how I've handled this kind of scenario before because generally you can't use just the basic, you know, telekinetically moving stuff as um, doing direct damage like that.
Well,
What
if
if
you
you
don't
just go
like
ahead and
that,
roll? I mean, what I was gonna
if
say
you
is
do, I can do the tangible force construct around him.
you could do that, or I was gonna say you could roll for the telekinetic armory, and we could just flavor it as her using the couch to smack one of these guys.
Um, yeah, I
But
mean,
that's
or she
gonna
could just
require a hit
do a
roll.
telekinetic armory rifle and just shoot him. But I
Yeah, I
was
mean,
kind
I
of
do.
going for
I
knockout instead of.
Yeah, we could make it non-lethal damage. Use the telekinetic armory damage. Let you flavor it that way if you want. Just
All
for
right.
the it's kind of a balance thing that you and also then I don't have to try to come up with how much damage does a couch
Yeah.
do at the
I
speed you
mean,
can
if
move
you
it.
don't, yeah, if you don't want it to be the couch, she could always just make what looks like a giant couch.
No, I mean, I bottom line, I'm fine with the flavor. Um, I think is it's just the mechanics of not not letting it be just a free hit by saying, "Oh yeah, I just move it over there with my free telekinetic movement stuff." So go ahead and you've got the telekinetic ranged attack thing on there. Um,
So I clicked telekinetic armory. What do I need to do? I need to
yeah,
click
it's up under the weapons,
telekinetic
TK ranged
ranged
attack.
attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nice. So, I was on the wrong tab. Apologies. So, which are you hitting one of the two guys that narrow?
No, I was going for this guy,
Okay.
which I don't know. I'm not liking this plan as much.
Do you want to just hit one of the other two guys?
Well, we can just say
What
that a
part of the
rifle
plan?
appears. I just think that's maybe easier, or a bat or something. I feel like the couch is a little overkill and like maybe doesn't make sense.
I
Like,
think
would
you're.
he be restrained behind a couch or would it just like dissipate?
No, I mean it'd smack him and then be hovering there. I mean, I don't think it's worth overthinking too much. I think it's a fun idea. I think it's cool. It's a fun way to use her telekinesis to um, beat people up. Um, if you really want to back it off and just make do the ranged
Well, I was
attack,
thinking that I could basically like pin him against the wall with it. But if that's not a way I can accomplish that, then I could do either telekinetic construct or make like a baseball bat appear.
got you. You could let's see. You could do it. You could use it to hold the guy up against the wall. He'll probably be able to wiggle out of it, but it would uh, force him into a fairly inconvenient situation. He'd have to struggle a little bit to get around it.
Okay. I'll do that then.
Okay. So this guy has a couch flies across the room, and he, I guess, was distracted by sudden monoblades jutting out of Nero's suit and slicing people. So he doesn't react quickly enough. Gets smacked against the door there to the storage room, and is struggling against the couch now. All right, and that brings us to our guy here who pulls his monoblade free, and let's see this. Oh boy. um he lunges for one of the two that Nero is fighting, but misjudges guy's erratic movement in response to Nero, and scrapes along his armored suit, and the soldier yells out in surprise, "What are you doing? Watch where you..." And but then kind of, seems like recognition uh, in his eyes.
Uh-oh.
Why does it? Oh boy. I don't know what that did. Oh, okay. Um, Ethan, I don't know if I got the. Okay, I did get that off to you. Um, all right. So sorry, thing betrayed me here. Don't know why it did things. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. And with that, the doors burst open, and soldier's standing there in an assault suit with his monoblade in hand. Quickly takes in the situation and is going to leap forward to take a swing at Narrow.
Sweet.
Let's see.
Should probably have her in the correct armor, though. Not the armored vac suit.
Sorry, what about the armor?
Oh, I said I should probably have put her in her correct armor, not in the vac suit. And by armor,
Uh,
I mean her secure
no
clothing.
armor. Oh yeah, secure clothing.
Yeah.
Very true. Let me double check this. Oh, I have too many tabs here. Too many tabs. Too many tabs, but this is easy enough. Okay. 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 Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So do this. All right. That was it. That would be a hit. So she takes 11 damage. See,
Yeah. I'll take
and
that.
his thunderous entrance being halted. Let's see. Got
Wait, how did that guy get
um
so move so far that he could attack me? That's a lot more distance than I realized.
assault suits, baby.
How far did they go?
So they have I forget the exact term for it. Let me find it very quickly here. Um,
You might be
so
thinking storm armor.
so not he doesn't have the gravitic boosters, but hmm, thought I had used this thought I had given them just faster movement before with assault suits. I
Hmm.
guess that is not technically
I mean,
in the
I'm not
base
saying you're
game.
wrong. You are the GM. I just didn't realize that there were other things going on there.
Yeah, now as it happens, that guy was actually only 10 meters
Oh,
from that spot. Um,
alrighty.
so that would work either way. Um, yeah, I guess I will need to I'll put a note in the I don't remember if I have a homebrewed I do have a homebrewed thing that I've barely started using.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
I'm happy with the 11 damage. And I want to see the other guy climb up on me also.
yeah, he is probably going to um, he's going to round the corner and open fire with his void carbine, and he has Java in his sights. So this guy right here. I don't have the right image in there. Okay. This should be right now. Okay. So lets out a quick burst from the void carbine, and the low velocity rounds make an odd sound as they hurtle through the air, and Java has to pull some quick moves to avoid taking too direct a hit. But he does still take 12 damage. As some of the rounds ping against the glass of the uh, little like or basically the reinforced window behind him, and tink off harmlessly. Let's see. Brings us to these other guys who, being bolstered by reinforcements, are going to take out their own blades. Though one of them did hesitate slightly as Narrow said, "Don't," or Pinky said, "Don't." Um, but in fight or flight mode, they have both chosen to fight. Okay, 5 and 5.
Yeah.
And the last one. Okay. He does manage to he gets around it, and he's drawn his monoblade, but that's it for him this round. And we get Java.
Java's still cuffed at this point,
Yeah,
and it
this
looks like
hasn't gone quite as well as I'd hoped it would.
the armored vac suit guy is the closest one to him, correct?
Correct.
Does he have a visor on?
He does. Yeah, his helmet is, all visored down, and it's a pretty beefy looking suit of armor. Probably should have put in the session chat a better look at the suit.
Okay, Java with his arms still in his manacles, I guess, is gonna try and swing them to the side, crashing this faux gauntlet into his visor.
Hmm. Okay.
Gonna try and break it in his face.
All right then. In that case, uh, give me a. Let's see. I don't guess you have a um like a punch attack on your sheet.
I was
Uh,
thinking
you
exert
could.
with Dex, you know?
Oh, you're thinking like a skill check.
I don't know what it is. I
Let's
just
see. If you're trying to um
I'm trying to break the glass and disorientate him, maybe hurt him, but
trying for kind of a less conventional move. Let's say uh yeah, let's say that's a contested exert check to see if he can manage. Well, let's see. You're gonna have to roll the. Just gonna have to hit with the punch attack first, but if I'm remembering correctly, we haven't done many of these. Um, Typically the way that there are some other kind of non-conventional moves in combat, but You first have to hit with a punch attack and then win the opposed check. Um, which that's going to be pretty tricky. I can actually just tell you now because Java is not skilled at punch at all. Um, and this guy's high AC. Um, he could definitely still try it, but um, I'm gonna say he also knows the integrity of this suit is not likely to be compromised by the movie. Not in the way that you were hoping anyway. You might stagger him, but it's also just going to be a very difficult move for him to pull off handcuff like that. Um, he might be better off. I'm trying to think. He might be better off just trying to smash the manacles against, well, like he'd originally intended, the compad or the wall or something to try and bust the mechanism. That would just be a straight up exert check.
Hmm.
Just as a suggestion. You can still absolutely go for the punch attack if you want.
Let's do the punch attack.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna quickly add this to your sheet here. Uh, it won't do any damage. Let's see, +5 is probably about right. Yeah, because the -2 is negated by the +2 dex. So yeah, he gets a total of +5. Um, all right, so go ahead and click that for me.
Assuming
Going
no
to be under
modifier.
weapons. Correct, no modifier.
Oh,
Mm, yeah, very low roll. All right, so Java, he steps forward and throws his weight around uh, in a wide swing of his cuffed fists at the aiming for the helmet of the assault suit, but the soldier uh, reacts quickly, ducking the move and giving his arms kind of a backhanded smack as they go over his head, kind of throwing Java off a little bit. And he's he's left still manacled. Um, having gained a bit of the soldier's attention, but not much more than that. Let's see.
can he move in addition to that?
He could. You're just gonna need to make sure you stay within reach of this assault suit guy, or you give him a free shot.
I was thinking something like this, like his weight. Mhm.
Okay,
He's trying to get
in the
closer to
thick
the
of it.
compad, more in the thick of it,
Okay, yeah, that works.
and draw attention away from Sersha.
Okay. All right. That that brings us to the end of that round. Oh goodness, it's already 12:10.
Yeah.
Um, what we can do if it's okay with you guys, I really don't want to leave Ethan out of any sort of action tonight. I'd intended to balance and kind of stagger that a little bit more.
Mhm.
So let's see if we can at least quickly establish how the fight gets started over on the Prudence side,
Sure.
and maybe maybe take a couple turns there. But let me bring player thing over here.
I
Um,
guess I'm good with just getting us to initiative, if that's far as you
okay,
want to
that
go.
would
Yeah, after
yeah,
movement.
that would be preferable. Let me see. I missed. Okay, 6. Um, wait, what? No, that's not. What am I doing? There we go. I thought it would keep these separate. Oh, these.
It
Haha, they're all on both pages.
it
Crud.
does, but it's going to spend the turns for each. Which is not
Yeah,
actually a
so
problem if you just run it all as one combat.
yeah, we could do it that way. It's gonna get. I was hoping to try to run like basically one round of one ship and then one round of the other ship, instead of going back and forth multiple times each round of combat. I feel like that might get pretty confusing. I'll have to think about how exact. I'll clean it up before next time. But for right now, we'll just do this. Uh, close that if we could. I don't. Mm, I thought that was a. Oh. Poor Ahmed. Uh, mm, Okay, 5 for K, not bad, not bad. All right, so so Prudence gives them the signal that the ships have docked. We're not going to worry too much at the moment about lining up the timetable precisely. We're just going to say this is starting roughly around the same time. It should not make a humongous difference. Um, but presumably it'll start first by Prudence letting him know that none of the soldiers are in the cargo hold and that he's cleared to open up the smuggler's hold.
Yeah, so I guess
Yeah,
with
good idea.
clear and a signal that the party's getting started on the other ship, they will
Good.
pop out. Oh, does she have a location for where they are currently?
Yes. In fact, she would have the locations that they are right now would be where they are positioned.
Oh, okay. Um, so yeah, I guess if they can pop out without getting anybody's attention, uh, Brother Nick would head to pick off the gunner
Okay.
at the back of the ship.
Right. Cade and Ahmed will follow closely and will ask how you want to go about this.
Um, yeah, for him, I may just try sneaking up there, see if I can stealthily get up the tube and then give him a good poke with benediction.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you hear if you were waiting for the signal from Prudence that things had gotten started over on the other ship, there would have been a there would have actually been a comms uh come over the speakers saying, "Hey, those prisoners are starting to fight over on the ship. We need to get over there and be ready to back them up." And so that could have served as a good signal. But yeah, this guy is still apparently up in the gunner turret. If Brother Nick is going to try to sneak up there, go ahead and give me a sneak check with
With
Dex. Let's see. Ooh. Right. So Brother Nick uh, opens the door and uh, steps forward quietly to start trying to silently ascend the ladder. But the soldier sitting up in the gunner's seat at the top of the ladder uh, look as Brother Nick looks up to start the ascent, he sees the soldier looking down, confused, and then shocked as initiative begins. Um, and I will let me go ahead and just roll a 1d8 here. Ooh. Um, so why is that there? I don't want that there. Okay, so we can do here we go. All right. Yeah, we can go ahead and call it there. Sorry to have gone so much longer than usual, but
Yeah.
didn't feel good ending it prematurely there. Uh,
And I thought that would go very differently.
yeah. Um, let's
Yeah,
see.
a smarter play would have been to be a little bit sneakier about getting the cuffs off, and then get everybody else's cuffs off.
Mm,
Sorry,
okay.
Avery and Danielle, when you listen.
Hindsight's 2020.
We'll survive.
Yeah. Java is very confident about that, as always. Um, yeah. So what we'll
I've been
do next
listening,
time?
Okay.
by the way.
Good, good. What we will do next time is um, we will pick up with the I guess let me see, get it the right spot. I'll I'll tweak this just a teeny bit maybe, but we will pick up with the Prudence activity, and then yeah, we'll run them in sequence. Uh, as soon as we get done with whoever's on the Prudence, we will head back over to the Tabukkan frigate, and we'll just go like that.
Sure.
Um, yeah. Can't think of anything else that I need to say about that at the moment. We can, if you guys have any questions that might need clarifying, mechanical questions or situational awareness type questions, you can feel free to message those in the planning chat between now and the new year because we are skipping next week's session. Would have been the 26th. We are not going to play then, but we will plan to play on January the 2nd.
Alright.
So for now, everyone can take uh, 2 XP. And Avery, I think this will be the last time that Java takes double XP. Now that he's nearly, I think he's getting pretty close, relatively close to level 9, right?
Relatively close. That puts him 10 points off.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that ought to be a good spot. And Oh yeah, faves. Um, what what do you guys think? Do you want to go ahead and get those in tonight, or do you want to put that off?
I know my fave.
I know
Okay.
mine.
Well, we'll go ahead and just get her done. Danielle would technically be going first. Um, Danielle, are you where you can speak? I'll take that as a no for now. So Dex.
Um, it is definitely Danielle's Susie performance. Sorry, Avery, Hammer was good, but Susie just won the Nobel Prize of acting or something.
Yeah, that was quite good.
Gotta spell it right.
Oh, sorry. How is it spelled?
Suzze. I think.
Is that how? Okay.
Yes,
Uh,
Suzze.
oh yeah, she actually typed them all out, didn't she? Nicely done. Yeah, I think while you guys were getting your alter egos, I was frantically trying to get all my ducks in a row with some of the token stuff. I thought I had one already made for the assault suits, but it was actually for a very different situation. All right, Ethan.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
General Shenanigans.
I suppose I can accept that one.
And shenanigans again.
um, all right. Avery, what about you?
That guy's not dead. He's like our mascot.
Oh yeah, the tragic death of Bob.
Mm.
The
Although,
second disemboweling, because Victor did it once too.
yeah, I think twice in 3 episodes now.
I wasn't thinking about how great it was, and then I think Daniel pointed out that like, okay, do these people think it's an actual person in the scene? And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah. Oh man.
The mind
Uh,
theater is the best sometimes.
yeah. I have thoroughly enjoyed all your shenanigizing. For my fave, though, I think I would have to say that just overall, the plan as it eventually materialized, I'm really enjoying. Um, I just, I think, I guess I don't know. I try not to gush too much about this, but I love the way that players will take a really complicated and potentially doom-filled situation and narrowly squeak out some plan that has a lot of creativity to it, especially with the alter egos and the I guess even the complicated party splitting scenario I find intriguing, even if it is challenging as a GM. It's fun because it just fits. Makes
Mhm.
sense that you guys would have to do this because there's no way, if you guys all went together one way or the other, was going to make this whole thing much harder. So I just love that.
Yeah.
Great plan, everybody.
Yay.
Danielle, are you back where you can give your fave? If not, we can go ahead and call the session.
Sorry, I'm really struggling with talking right now.
That's cool. You could type if you
My
wanted.
yeah, I think I'll type it after the session, sorry. Just say the performance of the crew metamorphed into Susie, Pinky, and Hammer was pretty great.
Yeah, very true. You all did well at
Hamming it up. At least the Hammer did.
yeah. Yeah. The slow, like confused southern accent was very funny.
It's spelled hammer like makes more like a ham.
Oh my.
Not
Wait,
did you
Tom,
do
I didn't even notice Tom Hammer Selleck.
Yeah.
Okay, but she didn't make him look like Tom Selleck, did she?
No.
Okay. Yeah, actually, it occurs to me, I don't know if Avery, if you knew that happened. Once upon a time,
I'll go ahead
Tom's.
and end the stream roll right
Oh
here.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Good plan. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.